Hello there, everybody. How you doing? A little bit of Chet Atkins. I'll tell you what, I really dig the guy when he's great guitar. I left the link. Check it out. It's a great song. You'll enjoy it. It's a great album, in fact. So welcome, everybody. How are you doing? It is Monday, so just speaking favor over all of us. We are prospering. The Soul Tribe is prospering. I'm prospering. Lynn is prospering. We're prospering together. So it's all really cool. And let me see here. I got to do one more thing. And there it is. So, hey, it's a great day. Love the energy. I think a lot of times it's what we internalize it, but that's just me. So, hello, everybody. Big Al, how you doing? Robert V is in the room. Hello, Lucky Stone. Good to see you. Nina the Mystic, hello. John Price, Posey, hello. Martin and Heidi. Guess what? I'm going to be showing y'all's pictures here in a minute. Get to see Tony too. Love to see the Soul Tribe. If you want your picture shown, we got the deck of cards. I think Al's working on deck 3 or something like that. But anyway, hey, Elderberry, good to see you. 09, hello. Klaatu. Emperor Rex, good to see you. Grandpa Brian, welcome, sir. Honored. Hey, Gaia and Paul, how are y'all? So, Robin, good to see you. Marissa, hello. So, lots of people pouring in. Hey, good to see it. I love it. Let's see. What is this one over here? Is that the one I'm on? It's like, all right, which channel am I on? Am I on like channel 4 or back in my days in the production? Love that industry. The film and video industry was a cool industry. It really was back in the day. Anyway, who would have known? Hey, David Castle, good to see you. Go. Good. Hello, Troy. And who else am I not? Hey, Marsha Price. Much love and peace to you, my dear. Divine Empress, hello. Good to see you. Chrissy, hello. Good to see everyone. Cheers. Yeah. So, lots to talk about today. We've been doing the 11-day challenge, and I have been getting reports from people who are telling me that they are seeing prosperity in their lives. Prosperity, they are prospering. And that's very interesting because prosperity is a state. Prospering is now. It's if you're prospering, that's an action word. That means you're actually prospering. You can be in prosperity, but give me the the prospering any day, right? So you have to pardon me. Lynn and I have been dealing with the sniffles, and it's actually in the back of the green belt. We've got these plants that throw off this yellow pollen, and it just is delightful. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, the 11-day group experiment ended on Sunday. And when we began this, someone had wrote that they had saw an increase of approximately, I think it was $15,500. I want to show you something. So on Saturday, we get this, and I have to be careful on this. We get this from our bank, right? And I'm just going to show you just a little bit so you can see what I am saying. Yeah, the exact same number. $15,500. And it works. I mean, that's all I can tell you. It works. I am seeing it everywhere. I'm finding myself going to sleep, waking up in what I would call a state of thanksgiving, being thankful. There are a million things that we all have to be thankful for every day. And it's a shame that most humans let a day go by without being thankful for one thing. when there's literally as many seconds, I guess, as there is into a day, I guess you could say that then there's that many opportunities to be thankful. So I'm just telling you, folks, this works. I really, in digging this angel, Ariel, yeah, powerful being. Whether it be male, whether it be female, it doesn't, we got to get out of that construct. We're going to talk a little bit about this today as well. So here's my idea. So as a good observer, we conducted a group experiment. I say, let's start it again. And we'll start it on this coming Thursday. And what we will do is that we'll do the same, because, if this is in fact what's happening here, then it should be able to be replicated again. That's what science says. If you can conduct an experiment and get the same result time after time, then you have yourself a foundation. At least it's a truth. So I'm saying it all the time. I look in the mirror. I say, I am prospering. Lynn is prospering. We are prospering. The soul tribe is prospering. So, yeah, and I just give a shout out to Ariel. High five to Ariel. Ariel, you're cool. Yeah. So we'll do it again. We'll start on Thursday. If you want to continue to do it, I mean, that's what I'm doing already. And it works, folks. That's all I got to tell you. I opened that up on Sunday. Yesterday, and just that's what Ariel said that it would do, that it brings sudden increase of wealth, money, from unexpected places. If you're owed money, it will open that up and let it flow. So folks, and here's the other thing, I want to show Chris's pictures real quick. Chris sent these, and I'm going to let you see it for yourself. She, and I want to pull this up. I got this yesterday, and I think that she sent this on Saturday. And she lives, I'm believing in the city. So, and I want to, yeah. Yep. So I got it pulled up here so y'all can't see, but feathers. This is report number 3. So let me get myself up there. There I am. And I'll share this of people finding the same white feathers. I know this may not seem like a lot, but it is. I mean, it looked like this is an urban shopping center, and this is what it was, a store, and that's what she wrote. There it is. I mean, so yeah, feathers. Had someone else write me and say the same thing. Feathers. I mean, is that just not like the coolest thing? I mean, you gotta love it. Now I want to pull up. Let me find Tony here. Y'all just go ahead and talk amongst yourself. I'm pulling up some pictures, and I just got to get to them. And of course, when you have everything ready and primed up, you go, now wait a minute, what happened to them? And that's where I'm at right now. It's like, wait a minute, I just had the file just right open. Aha, found it. Okay. So, and these are our friends, and I think it's from the Netherlands or Norway. I always get it wrong, but hey, that's who I am, and that's why we are who we are. This is Martin and Heidi. They're in the chat room. They're moderators. This is Tony. That Tony, this is like a cool dog. Tony's got spirit, man. I love this. It's Martin. There's Tony. So good to see y'all. Is that not just cool? I mean, come on, folks. That is a dog that you just want to hug. You just want to, yeah, that's love. That's what that is. Isn't it amazing how dogs, I give thanks for Dancer all the time, because Dancer's taught me a great deal about love, unconditional love. And that's what those dogs do. They do it all the time. So John Price says, I see feathers, always suspect the neighborhood cats. Well, you know, it just depends on how it is, John. It's all a matter how you interpret it. That's the only thing I got to say. So just some exciting things going on, folks. I mean, if you want to participate, now's the time to participate, because this stuff is contagious. I mean, it really is. It's yeah. Someone said, yeah, don't tread on me. Fly it high, fly it with pride. That's what I say. Joy says, bigger than me. Yeah, it's bigger than all of us. So I got to tell you, I've been spending time getting into a book. I just literally started reading it yesterday evening, and this book is interesting. You can find this book, by the way, on Lulu.com, LULU.com. This is John R. King IV. These are it's a small book, but it's chock full of some stuff here, man, on demonology. 5 lectures on demonology. Again, you can get the book at Lulu.com. I wish I could find it in PDF, because this is a book that really is one that's perfectly designed for this group. I mean, this is serious, out of the box thinking. I just want to give you a few highlights. I wrote them down because we're going to get into some of this. And you see, I have, as I said last Friday, I've come to a point in my life where the understanding of the past is not good enough. I have found, again, most of it to be contaminated. It is contaminated with this Abrahamic curse, this thing that came in and put a curse on mankind. The narratives of the story suggest that, and it's a recent thing. This curse that has been put on us, and it's interesting because we're going to get into this curse, because we were cursed if you follow the narrative. And if you follow the narrative in the other supplicant books that are out there that bring up the same hint, we were cursed. And it's interesting because when we talk about demons, John makes the point, our total understanding, perception of demons is completely wrong. It's so contaminated by primarily the Dark Ages through a script that was programmed into the machine, the consciousness, human consciousness. And human consciousness is a machine. He gets into about spirit here that in a manner that, well, I'll just read you a couple of excerpts out of this. He says, our understanding of what demons actually are is nothing close to reality. It's nothing to do with white, black, right, left, good, evil. That is a limited, narrow conscript. It's in every religious doctrine. It's in every materialism. It's in every humanism. He writes about the spirit, which I thought was so interesting. And I quote, the spirit does not have feelings or thoughts, as these are physical artifacts within a material body. It does not act without these things, but through them and through the brain, the spirit obtains its knowledge. Another quote, the thought of the spirit is absolute. There is a distinction that must be made between the influence of brain thinking and the absolute thought, which is an effect of the spirit. Now, it can be pretty well accepted in science that sapiens, us, we killed the others out. There were others here. Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon, Denison, I mean, just a plethora of other man beings. I think the correct term would be genus. So there are many genuses of Homo, man. Sapien mean wise. We are what they call sapien sapiens. So we're supposed to be wise, but we're not. We know that. But which leads to the point. So if we can track man back 100,000 to about 200,000, hi, Danielle, what's up? Hey, D, what's going on? That's 100,000, 200,000 years. Now, here's the dilemma. We know from the skeletal remains that have been dug up, and I guess it's really a debate, are these accurate? I'm not getting into that. What we're going to just say for discussion purposes that let's just take 100,000 years that sapiens have been here. Now, we really don't know much, how the other genuses originated. We don't have any records. We don't know. But it does give proof to this fact. Sapiens and their beliefs are not the true beliefs. They're true to sapiens. Neanderthals probably had a whole set of different beliefs. Cro-Magnon, very intelligent, higher cranium capacity, a whole set of different beliefs. The Denisons that came out of, China, the plateau, whole different set of beliefs. But we know that these different versions of man, did congregate together, did have coitus together. And again, much of those records, in fact, we don't have any records. Maybe Göbekli Tepe, I don't know, maybe most of them are carved in stone, because for some strange reason, the previous civilizations that reached further heights of technology than we have are not here. They're all gone. They collapsed. And the question that we don't have the records for, why? Now, King gets into the book here. You see, we take this that demons are physical or spiritual beings, entities, maybe more proper energetic beings. But the problem is, if you strip away all the gloss, all the facade, and really look in to see what are we talking about here, it's nothing to what we think today. In fact, again, as I was bemoaning the fact on Friday, something's wrong. We can't say that, all right, the angelics, they definitely seem to have a presence. They definitely seem to cause effect. Okay, so if we give validity to that, then what are we dealing here with these things called demons? Because in the modern lore, demons are the ones that take the blame for everything. They're the Isaac. No. They are the Ishmael. If you take it in its proper context, all demons are Ishmaels. Now, if you've never studied ancient religions, Hebraic religions, you probably are going, who the hell is Ishmael? Well, Ishmael and his descendants are all the Muslims. And that's where we got the term scapegoat, because all the ills of the children of Israel were because of Ishmael. And I won't get into all of the whole, eschatology behind it. But the point is, this is what began. Well, thank you, Mother Nature. Well, thank you. Very honored. Hey, Brandy, what's up? Paul Joe, good to see you. So our version today of witchcraft, sorcery, wizardry, magic are all predicated on, well, what angel are you using? Or what demon are you using? Now, there is a factor here, is that although we cannot trace their genealogy back beyond what has been out of the Dark Ages, which basically corrupted the whole aspect. But let's push further back. If we go all the way back to the Sumerians, where are the demons? Where are the angels? Enki, Enlil, Inanna. Let's push further back. The Indus Valley. Its influence, heavily influenced, by the way, with the Hindu belief, mixed with the Far East, which would be more Oriental in its foundation. And even within those civilizations, we find a limited perspective on what demons are. They're, in a lot of ways, you could call them modern day thought forms. Once we think about them and once they become real up here, they're real. But let's push further back than that, because we don't have the archaeological record of what happened to previous civilizations. We have hints. We know in Russia of the digs that they have there, that they are finding buried deep, deep down, 1,000 feet down, what seems to be factories, ancient factories. Some say that they are similar to nuclear reactors. And it's ludicrous for us to think that we are the first to achieve this. Even in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says there's nothing new under the sun that is not known to man. Well, that didn't imply that there's not an original thought or an idea. Many philosophers have written on that. I've done shows on that. What we seem to be doing is be playing a loop. We've been here before. And it seems every time we have gotten to this point, we cease to exist. We apparently go past the fail-safe zone. We collapse. And what's really further interesting is that when these collapses take place, whether they are natural, where they are self-induced, or a combination of both, the survivors have never sent us a message in the bottle. Why? And it appears that we've gone through this before. Why is it we can't find the message in the bottle to ourselves? The survivors that made it through the last cataclysm, writing, or maybe they did. Maybe we just weren't smart enough to pick up on it until we have minds that probe things that are right there, but completely escape us. So let me ask you this. What is the goal of civilization? What is the goal? Of all the civilizations that have inhabited this planet, We're talking about ours, the modern day civilization. What is the goal of a civilization? What is the ultimate plateau or goal for society? I'm looking in the chat room. Can anyone answer that? I know there's about a 30-second to a minute delay, but the question becomes, what is the goal of a civilization? Are you ready for this? The whole purpose, the entire purpose of every advanced civilization comes down to two things. Two: comfort and leisure. You can give me all the extraneous all the other things, but I'm going to tell you, when you get down to it, it's two things every advanced civilization's ultimate goal is comfort and leisure. Now, if you look at what happens to an advanced civilization, because we don't have any record of one, we don't know what one looks like. We've never gotten apparently past something happens to us. And what happens is that we end up worshiping technology. Why? Well, because technology is God. Technology brings us comfort. It brings us leisure. It relieves us of our burden that we're not having to go out and pick berries and throw sharp sticks at little animals or big ones in order to survive. No, we can go into our completely environmentally controlled house. We can go into every house that has this marvelous thing called refrigeration. It has food that is stored in it, and it's good food. You don't have to go out and struggle anymore. And then you get to go to your comfy chair or couch. And then you get to go to your comfy bed. And then you get to take your comfy hot shower and wear your comfy clothes. Comfort and leisure. This is demonology. Plain and simple. It's not about spirits, not about energies, none of that at all. Because what happens when humans begin to have more comfort and leisure than they do labor? Well, then you get to explore things that would have never occurred with the previous generations, because it's idleness. And idle hands are the devil's playground, right? Are you getting it? So let's advance this further, because I've got another. I want to get into the exorcism, because I'm telling you, this is what's really jacked with us. So if we know that that is the ultimate goal for every civilization, is two things: comfort and leisure. If all of your needs are met, what's left for you? We don't think these things through far enough. So we're in this trap now. We're into this, basically, we're in the garbage disposal. You know, there's nothing new going on here. However, if we look at this from a continued expanding perspective, here's a question for you. When, and I want the record for this, there are fragments of records. When was the last time humanity was totally in unity and agreement? Great questions today. So when was that? When was the last time that we have a record referring to something that where everyone was united, everyone was singly focused, and everyone was working together on the same vision, the same cause? Anyone know? Anyone want to take a guess? Danielle says never. Mother Nature says, I don't think it has ever existed. Good questions. Yeah. So the only record, and this is going to blow your freaking mind, that we have, and it's paralleled in other motifs of other different belief systems, the Tower of Babel, Nimrod. Now, the interesting thing about Nimrod was that he was not a cruel king. He was apparently the Sapiens' first king. And it said under his reign, the people prospered, the people grew, and the people were happy. And they were singularly focused to going to show the gods of the firmament that man could ascend to their plane of existence. And it is at that exact moment, if you read the script, that they cursed us. Now, wait a minute. They cursed us. Nimrod didn't do anything wrong. He was apparently very brilliant. Engineering feats that were far beyond who knows. I mean, and he was a survivor, or the first generation survivor, of the most recent cataclysm. So now we have to go back and say, well, then we know at a point in time in this particular cycle when apparently the curse kicked in. Demons. It is weird, man. I mean, and like I said, I'm only halfway through this. I mean, I had to put it down last night because it is so interesting, because today we do have this thing of these spirit beings. Apparently, we're the ones responsible for them, unless you take the other point of view that they were here before we were. And we don't have an understanding of exactly who and what they really are. We search. We have great men of religion. The hermeticutical, well, I'll get it out there in a second. But philosophy, religions, ideologies, I mean, who've talked about this. I have a document I want to go over because it shows to what extreme we're really talking about here. This is called The Exorcism of Pope Leo the 13th. Now, Pope Leo was a sicko. Oof, the dude, man, if he was the representative of God, oh my God. But anyway, and this is the depiction. Now, this is what this is so ingrained into the matrix of our thinking of what these beings are. I mean, if you take out what is the purpose of a demon then? If you take it out of the religion, out of the thing, what's their purpose? I mean, seriously, what are they supposed to be doing? But this is where most people think, because this is where the modern genre is. And this is a really fascinating reading. It's a short one. It says, to gain a deeper understanding of exorcism, let's do a quick dive into the meaning and the history of what an exorcism is. The word exorcism comes from the Greek word exousium, which was, when broken down to its basic element, means ex, you're out of here, Jack, and horkazin, or to bind by oath, or to drive off by adjuration. I command you. Again, you have to ask, well, did demons suddenly have a class over in the spirit realm? And they said, here's the deal. We got this new cat named Jesus. Now he's bringing in his boys. And quite frankly, I got to tell you guys, we're not going to fire you, but you're being assigned or reassigned. All right. One of the common misconceptions is that an exorcism is only the act of removing a demon from a possessed person. This is actually quite false. The practice of exorcism throughout the ages has been used to remove demons from possessed animals and to help crops with insect plagues and remove demons from possessed people. So let's see. You can do an exorcism to remove a demon from a possessed animal. I have no idea where to go down on that road. To help crops with insects and plagues, yeah, I could see that. But then you're giving a lot to a demon and the elementals. Anyway, these are not the only methods of exorcism. The blessing of objects such as holy water, homes, oil, churches, and sacred items, and the acts of baptism are all methods of exorcism. You ever think of baptism as an exorcism? I knew when I went down that water. Anyway, some of the first records of exorcism are from the Bible when Christ himself banished demons from afflicted people. Now, here's a little eschatology for everyone. The crazy thing about it, and I've been studying demons for decades, was that the book of Mark is one of the most baffling books, the Gospel of Mark, because this is where we're introduced to these beings. You see, nowhere in Judaism is there a demon. Nowhere in Greek is there a demon, the pantheon of demons, or a belief of demons in such a manner that is brought into the script in the Gospel of Mark. And we find out some of the most remarkable things about these demons. Apparently, they possessed most of humanity. Apparently, very few, or the remnant few, are actually free of being possessed of a demon or demons. In fact, we learned in the book of Mark that a person can be possessed with legions of demons. Legion being a number of about 8,000. So if a person can be possessed by legions, it gives you some idea of the vastness of either the human soul or spirit. But anyway, I digress. He also said that anyone could do the same. Luke, in my name, they shall cast out devils. Now, they interplay devils and demons. You got to keep the scorecard. You got to find out who's in the bullpen and who's up on bat. The Christian belief is that demons may meddle in the thoughts and activities of people as much as God permits. I got all sorts of problems with that one, but number one, you have a God that permits evil. Someone actually wrote me the audacity. I said, you really don't know who I am, and said, well, Steiger, God created evil so he can show his love. What? Did you seriously read what you wrote? Anyway, so, and here we know that these beings are able to get in your brain. You see, you can't have a thought as a sense of a spirit and a sense of a thought. That's one of King's whole point. The spirit does not have feelings or thoughts, as these are physical artifacts within a material body. Think about it. This is done because the faithful are able to use their free will with the grace of God to not be tempted. I won't even get into that. We'll move on. Demons can only tempt people. They cannot affect his free will. But you're telling me that they can possess a person's body. Well, where is the soul then? Where does the spirit reside? Are they basically like in the bus and a commuter rush hour traffic, side by side? Are these spirits doing the nasty? I mean, I don't know. If a person permits himself to become alienated from God, what God? Which God? I mean, there's 10,000 gods. Which God are we talking about? Even in the Bible, there is no Christian God. The New Testament does not name a Christian God. I know I'll get someone gets a thumb down on that. Why, you son of a bitch, you can't be saying that. Anyway, to be tempted by greed, pride, fear, or any other low moral standard, he can easily become possessed. But wait a minute. So we know that the Jewish God is a God of pride, and it says to fear the Lord, all ye who worship him. So is God possessing people? Is God making just like demons possess people, possessing them with his spirit? Bet your ass. This is seen in the Bible in James 1:12. Blessed is the man who endures trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him. I won't even get into that one. Many different prayers of exorcism have been written throughout the years. Some are very short, some are very long and require much preparation. Fasting, prayers, and blessings are sometimes required before an exorcism. One of the more commonly accepted versions of a prayer of exorcism is the prayer against Satan and the rebellious angels, published by order of Pope Leo XIII. Now, I don't know where Pope Leo, I mean, he had the Latin Vulgate, which is actually the real first Bible, but, you know, but in the book of Enoch, it says that Michael and Gabriel, they basically pinned the 200 into the pit. They're literally infused, their faces are infused into the rock. Oh, that's right. The book of Enoch wouldn't make the cut, did it? Oh, well, there you go. It says, the Holy Father exhorts priests to say this prayer as often as possible as a simple exorcism to curb the power of the devil and prevent him from doing harm. You see, the whole problem here is they're admitting the devil's more powerful. But we don't know, is it the devil? Is this devil the demon, or is this devil the Satan? Is this devil the Lucifer? What devil are we talking about? The faithful, and again, when did Lucifer get converted to Christianity or Islam or Judaism or Hinduism? Weren't these creatures here before all this? I don't know. The faithful may also say it in their own name, for the same purpose as any approved prayer. That implies that there are disapproved prayers. Its use is recommended whenever action of the devil is suspected, causing malice in men, violent temptations, and even storms and various calamities. Isn't this wonderful? I mean, yeah. Sure, we're going to advance with this type of thinking. It could be used as a solemn exorcism, an official and public ceremony in Latin to expel the devil. So are we expelling the devil? Are we expelling Satan? Why would Satan want a body? Why would Lucifer want a body? Why would a devil want a body? Anyway, it would be then said by a priest in the name of the church and only with a bishop's permission. Okay. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. See, that's that Holy Ghost. So we know there are ghosts, and by admonition here, they're apparently unholy ghost and Holy Ghost. So this is a prayer to Saint Michael, the archangel. Isn't this interesting? Because we study a whole different set of angels, but let's just find out what this set of angel does. Most glorious prince of the heavenly armies. Well, this is exactly what the Liber Lilis explained. So Michael is a prince, and I have shown you how the prince's rules. Has armies. He said in this one, defend us in our battle against principalities and powers, against the rulers of this world of darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in the high places. This is Ephesians 6:12. I know it by heart. Putting on the full armor of God, that you may withstand all the wiles of the evil one. This is deep. Most people don't realize what they're talking, what's being talked here. It says, number one, we know that there is in the hierarchical realm, there is first principalities, then powers, then rulers of this world of darkness against the spirits of wickedness in high heavenly places, is the actual translation. Oof. I mean, I could get into this for the next hour. This one is so deep. But you can see the complexity of what's being done here. And it says, come to assist of men whom God has created to his likeness and whom he has redeemed at a great price from the tyranny of the devil. But wait a minute. If he's redeemed men from the tyranny of the devil, then why are we having to call on an archangel? And why are we having to expel them to begin with? Goes on to say, because this all generates fear. It's spooky. The Holy Church venerates these as her guardian and protector to thee. The Lord has entrusted the souls of the redeemed to be led into heaven. Maybe it's just me, but when I hear the term led, yeah, that's typically you march in order. And then you get into this whole ideal, well, what are the souls then? Why aren't we dealing with the spirits of men? We're only dealing with the souls that have been entrusted. I don't know, but do you know when I hear the word entrusted, led, redeemed, these are all terms of a servant, not a sentient free will being. Pray therefore of God of peace to crush Satan. Well, I thought he already did. Beneath our feet, that he may no longer retain men captive and do injury to the church. Whoa. I mean, if you're the cat being possessed, I would say you're the one that's being harmed, right? Injury. No, we got to do the church. Offer our prayers to the Most High that without delay they may draw his mercy down upon us and take hold of the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, bind him that he may no longer seduce the nations. I mean, you can see how the play is being. I mean, if this is not a Shakespearean play, I don't know what is. And then you get into this, in the name of Jesus Christ, our God and Lord. Well, number one, it was Jesus, and it would be, I guess, in the name of Jesus the Christos, right? Because there was never no cat named Jesus Christ. Never. But now we've elevated this name because now we find out that Jesus is our God and our Lord. Well, when did that? Anyway, I continue. Strengthened by the intercession of the Immaculate Virgin Mary. Well, we know the fact that Mary had coitus with her husband, which is, Jesus's brothers and sisters, or at least half brothers and sisters. Anyway, mother of God, of blessed Michael. And wait a minute. So Mary is also the mother of Michael. Okay. Of the blessed apostles, Peter and Paul and all the saints. Well, where's George and Ringo? I don't understand. Anyway. And the powerful, the holy authority of our ministry. You see, my whole point of this, and it's not so much to make light of this. The point is, this is a process that has been established that is completely man-made. Do you really think? I mean, the question is, so what did men do for thousands and thousands and thousands of years before this came along? And my whole point to this, and you can get into the whole thing, is that, as smoke is driven away, so they are driven, as wax melts before the fire, so the wicked perish at the presence of God. There's some deep psychological crap going on here that messes with a person. Once you get into this, I mean, it can literally just, it's as bad as a person who gets into demonology thinking that they can obtain power through the demons. And you can. I don't advise it, but you can. And then, of course, you got to bring in the whole Judaism as he conquered the line of the tribe of Judah, the offspring of David. Now I'm really confused. So, yeah, you see how this goes? And again, there was no Lucifer in any Jewish or Hebraic text ever. It's a modern day creation of two mythoses, of both the Greek and the Latin. And people actually think that this is a person is real, but this is what happens. And anyway, I won't get into all of this because it gets into the point where it becomes ridiculous, inasmuch that the foundation becomes, is this really the point of these beings? I mean, if you take Christianity out of the equation, if you take Judaism out of the equation, you take Islam out of the equation, all the major religions out of the equation, then what is the purpose really going on here? And we still haven't figured it out. So what causes mankind to collapse? What is it that it gets us to a point to where we self-destruct? We have self-annihilated ourselves time and time again. We're doing it right now. And my question is if these beings do, and they seem to be very benevolent, I haven't found anything in any way threatening. So what's the point here? Has not man asked these questions before? Surely I'm not the only one. You're not. I mean, we all, to me, it's like, all right, let's get into this. There has to be more to this. Because this is implying that these creatures have seen this go before. It's what it's saying. And if that's the case, then why is it we're back here again? Did they not know that? Or is there nothing that they can do about it? Or are they waiting for us to do it? I was up, like I said, I was reading this, and of course, in my dreams, I'm trying to go back and say, but wait a minute. I mean, we're limited in our IQ. The average person today has an IQ of 100. That's a dumbass. We as a species, we should be having IQs of 1,000, 5,000. So something has regressed us. We think that a person who's 80 years old is old. We should be living 10 times that length. But no, we're not. And if we delve into magic, whether it be angelology or demonology, then that makes them perpetrators of this crime. Think about it. If we've been here before, and all the knowledge that we have of these beings, then that means they're part of this. It seems like they're almost taking care of us so that the slaughter can happen. Now, I don't like that type of thinking. I'm thinking to myself, no, wait a minute. So why can't I talk to, let's get someone up here. Let's get Rael and go, Rael, what is going on here? Have you been a part of this before? Have you seen this cycle before? That's why the demons don't scare me. Or being in a dark room, boo, it's bullshit. It's time to get more serious. And that's where I think that this group is at. We want to know enough of the fun and games. If that's what all it is, if that's the whole purpose here is nothing but comfort and leisure, what a freaking waste. At times I look back and I'm appreciative of what I've learned, but I'm also appreciative of the fact that it came at a great price. And I don't think it needed to be that way. I really don't. All right. This has been fun. I mean, deep thoughts, I know, but you see, I don't think we need to be afraid of these cats. I'm going to, I've studied, Solomon's demons, and, there's some badasses in there. I'll agree with it. I mean, but then again, I don't know the mind that wrote that, because Solomon didn't write that. Most likely came out of probably sometime of the circa 300 to probably 1100 CE. Everything we have today, except for a very few books that most of us don't have access to, are basically kind of Johnny come lately to the table. The Golden Dawn, is fascinating as I read it. It's so heavily, it's Christianity. It's just mysticism of Christianity. It's the mysticism of the Hebraic cultures, the same that goes in with the Islamics. I don't want the freaking mysticism. I want the truth. I want to know if this is the cycle that we're in, is it even possible for a small group to come together that practice together that can begin to affect a change on the higher realms? I mean, if we can manifest prospering into a group, which I believe we are doing, then I believe that the spirits are ready to take us into that next level. Just me. Well, welcome, Martin, Heidi. You're welcome. I'm a former madam in my 20s, an influence in my 30s, and now I'm a self-educated and not allowed the same platforms I once was very popular in. They don't like us smart people. Marissa, you be talking the truth. I mean, this is the type of stuff they really don't want you to be talking about. But then again, it's not offensive. I mean, everyone has a right to their points of view and their religions. I embrace them all, That's what Hellenism is about. That's why Alexander the Great was the charismatic leader that he was. He accepted all religions and all gods. It was like, fine, come on in. The water's fine. The more of you, it's better. I think it's the same way. And in essence, we've talked about this. We're all gods. Well, thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you. Honored. That blesses. Thank you. He's in the book of the Torah. I don't know who that is. And listen, I respect every person's belief, every culture's, every race of people, whatever you want to believe. If that's your path, then embrace it. I'm just on a different path because I cannot believe. You see, every religion I've studied is limited. Well, they like to say that it's open and it's free, but man, you get inside, they put the handcuffs on you, baby. And then, once they got you in, then you're going, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then the next thing you know, you're living in such self-condemnation and fear that, oh shit, I did that. I thought this. Oh, I said that, yeah, that'll drive you crazy. All right, folks. It's been fun. Thank you. Thank you. Love this stuff. And we'll continue on. As more I read about this, and if I can get this book in PDF, we're going to get into, because he really brings out the fact that who are these demons? Is it us? If we're the ones responsible for our own self-destruction, then aren't we, in essence, the demons? Don't know. Much love to you, Miss Nina. All right, folks. Smoke them if you got them, and have yourself a great day. I will see you later. Actually, I'm going to be doing a show, taping it with Ryder Lee for his channel. So, and we're going to get a number of people on here. That's Sarah, got a number of people on. So thank you all. You make my day, and you just, you light up my life. Hey, Debbie Boone. But y'all really do. You bring such beautiful energy, and I am thankful for that. I give thanks to the one who gave me consciousness. Tell him all the time. I don't know if it's a her or him. I don't really care. It's just like, it's cool just to say, man, I thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I got to do that. Thank you. All right. I went on my channel. Okay, Nina, sure. Let's get together and do a show sometime. Got to get Big Al on this. I know he's driving most of the time, but can you imagine getting Big Al on the show? Get David Barry on there at the same time. John Lash said yesterday, it is us. Yeah, Guy, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. The complexity of this spirit. I got a line on you, babe. All right. I'm out of here, folks. I will see you tomorrow with Miss Trina. Much love to you. Thank you all. And smile. When you look in the mirror, say, I am prospering.